Welcome to the Story Decode O. Please subscribe our channel.
The story begins in a diner. Two people are sitting together, watching the news about a serial killer named Mangler and his killings. And that's when a man named Charlie walks in. The diner waitress, Anna, comes over to take his order. But Charlie asks her to sit down with him. Anna says no, she doesn't know him. Charlie says, but that's how we would get to know each other. But Anna finds this weird. She just gives him his coffee and moves on to the other customers. There are also some addicts hanging around the diner. They start calling Anna Mom because she's older. One of the guys recognizes her and says, "You used to babysit my sister." So when Anna finishes her shift and leaves the diner, Charlie is standing outside on the street. He offers her a cigarette and asks her out on a date. But Anna refuses both. Charlie says, "Let's just have a chat." Anna keeps walking, but Charlie follows her. Anna pulls out pepper spray from her bag. Charlie says, "I'm just heading to my truck." Anna tells him, "Go ahead." But then Charlie suddenly pulls out a gun and points it at her. "Come with me," he says. Anna pleads, "Please, I have a little girl." But Charlie drags her into his pickup truck. He asks her, "Could you ever see yourself with a guy like me?" Terrified, Anna says yes. She tells him her day has been really bad, but she'd love to do something tomorrow. "We could even go out to dinner somewhere," she says. Charlie starts asking, "What would you wear?" Anna begins describing a hot dress to him. She's going along with everything he says just out of fear. But then Charlie stabs her. And in the very next moment, he's thrown back into the past. He's back at the exact moment when he first walked into the diner. Here, Anna is alive. Charlie can't believe his eyes. He doesn't understand how he's back in the past. The same people are sitting in the diner, just like before. Charlie goes and sits down in the same seat. When Anna comes over to him, he asks her what today's date is. He asks, "You don't know me?" Anna replies, "Have we met?" Charlie is extremely confused by all of this. He just gives Anna his order. Now, sitting nearby is a man named David. Charlie tries to talk to him. This man seems very familiar to Charlie, but the man doesn't respond to anything Charlie says. It's like he can't see or hear Charlie at all. Charlie gets up and goes back to his seat. So when Anna finishes her shift and leaves, the exact same conversation happens between them again. Charlie follows her again. Anna tells him to go ahead again. And Charlie pulls his gun on her again. Anna says, "I have a little girl." Charlie replies, "I know." He takes her into his pickup truck and kills her again. But once again, he's thrown back to the past, to that same exact moment. Charlie says, "You all are messing with me." The other people don't understand what he's talking about. Charlie tells Anna to lift up her top. When another customer, Sam, tries to stop him, Charlie pulls out his gun. He makes Anna lift her top. But there's no knife wound or mark there. Charlie doesn't understand how this is possible. Sam shoots Charlie with his gun. But once again, he's thrown back to the past, to that same moment. He starts yelling at Sam, "You shot me!" Charlie storms out of the diner in anger. Charlie gets in his truck and tries to leave, but he came back to that same moment. He tried to run away, but that also failed. Charlie was trapped in a time loop. In his rage, he shoots Sam and walks out. Within moments, he's back at that same moment again. So this time, Charlie quietly goes and sits down in his seat. He even talks nicely to Anna. Charlie walks over to the man, David, and says, "I haven't figured out who you are yet. But if you were in my place, stuck in this time loop, what would you do?" David doesn't react to anything Charlie says. He doesn't say a word. So Charlie stands in front of a girl, blocking her way outside the ladies' restroom. He goes and sits down at a couple's table in the diner. "I'm here to get to know you," he says. Charlie shows them his gun to scare them. Now, this couple isn't married. In fact, they're having an extramarital affair with each other. Charlie tells the man, "Your wife sent me to kill you." Then Charlie says, "Don't worry, I'm just messing with you." Charlie goes and sits with two nurses in the diner. They don't like him sitting there. Both of them get up and leave. So in the next loop, he kills one of the nurses before she can even come out of the washroom. But he's still stuck here. The loop hasn't reset. Charlie puts the nurse's body in a cart and tries to leave. But one of the workers stops him, saying, "That's my cart." So Charlie takes this worker outside and shoots him too. He dumps his body in the trash. When the other nurse comes outside looking for her friend, Charlie tells her, "My pickup is right here. We can look around for your friend together." But the nurse says, "No, I'm good." So Charlie goes back inside the diner and sits with Sam and Gary. He orders another round of beers for them. While serving the beers, Anna says, "This is your last round. After this, go to a bar." "This isn't a bar." Then the other nurse comes in from outside and says Sophie is missing and this man was outside. So Charlie gets up and sits back down with that couple again. He slits the woman's throat. He tells her boyfriend, "What you're doing is a crime in the Bible." Charlie kills him too. He goes and points his gun at the other nurse. He even stops Sam from pulling out his gun. He says, "I could shoot you all, but there's no fun in that." But right then, the diner's chef comes from behind and kills him. After which, in the next loop cycle, Charlie starts talking to David again. "If you're God or something, then think about it. If you put a shark in a tank full of guppies, what's going to happen?" Charlie says, "Watch this." He starts killing people in the diner. Sometimes he kills people. Sometimes the diner's chef kills him. But this loop keeps going continuously. Charlie, who loves killing people, has now killed people in this loop in all different ways. He's gotten tired of it. He's even memorized every word Anna says each time. He asks Anna for eggs and bacon, but they don't serve breakfast at this time. Charlie says, "I know, and I also know there are eggs in the fridge. So go tell your big cook to make them." Charlie himself goes and puts the eggs in front of the cook. The cook tells him to go back to his seat. Charlie gets angry and attacks him, but the cook is stronger than him. Charlie starts talking about the cook in front of David. He has some super secret agent thing going on. Charlie can't kill him, so he thinks maybe if he kills him, he'll get out of the loop. Charlie starts trying to kill him in different ways. The chef beats Charlie every single time. Charlie finally just shoots him with his gun, makes his eggs and bacon, eats them, and then shoots himself. After which, the loop starts again. But this time, Charlie sees an old man sitting in the diner. Charlie starts yelling, but the man disappears. Now Charlie is so fed up with this loop that tears are about to come out. Anna calls the police to get him out of here. The police drag him out. But the loop restarts again. Charlie is broken. He starts saying in front of David, "I don't know." Then David says, "You don't know what?" He says, "You really disappoint me, you know. I thought you were the real one, but you're about to cry." He says, "Charlie Sobridge, Ted Bundy, Dahmer, Ed Gein. If they were in your place, think about what they would do. What would your father do?" So Charlie angrily says, "Don't talk about my father." Charlie asks, "What the hell am I supposed to do?" David says, "You'll have to see." Charlie says, "I have killed all of them." But David says, "But here they are." Charlie says, "So what do you want? If I expelled them all clean, would that get me out of the loop?" Charlie starts cleanly killing everyone in the diner, one by one. At the very end, only Anna is left. Charlie takes her to the side. Just then, the employee coming in for the shift change arrives. Charlie kills her too. He tells Anna, "This is the way it's meant to be. I can't keep doing this. I can't sleep. I can't die. But I figured it out. And you are my last." He stabs and kills her too. But Charlie is thrown back into the past. The loop has reset. Charlie's face looks like he's about to cry. He walks out of the diner. He can't see any way out of this loop. He's mentally exhausted from killing people. Charlie sits in his pickup truck and starts crying loudly. So in the next loop restart, he sees a priest in front of him. Charlie goes and sits with him. The priest asks him, "What have you learned?" Charlie says, "I want to go home." The priest asks, "Why are you here?" When Charlie says, "I don't know," he responds, "Yes, you do. Charlie was here for salvation." The priest tells him to try. Charlie says, "I have done a lot of bad things." The priest recites a Bible verse to him and says, "You have the power to choose your own destiny." So Charlie, crying, says, "I want to be free. I want forgiveness." He asks the priest, "What do I do?" The priest says, "Start over." So in the next loop cycle, Charlie starts behaving well with everyone. He even changes his seat. Charlie stops those addicts outside before they can enter the diner. He pulls out his gun in front of them and says, "You two guys get out of here. The diner is closed." He tells the young girl, "If you want, I can arrange a ride home for you." The girl says, "No thanks," and leaves. So Charlie politely gives Anna his order. Anna is also more friendly with him than before. Charlie goes to the nurses and says, "I just want to thank you for your service." The nurses appreciate his compliment. Charlie goes to that couple and says, "My dad was a very bad man. He did a lot of bad things and he used to beat my mom too. He cheated on my mom. And then my mom would take it all out on us." Charlie says, "Look, I don't know what's going on in your homes. But kids know. Everyone knows. Just think about them." So this time, David isn't here. Charlie enjoys his dinner. He has dinner with Gary and Sam, laughing together. Outside the diner, Anna herself comes and asks him for a cigarette. They start looking at the stars in the sky. Anna says her daughter knows all about them. She'll point out every constellation in the sky to you. This time, Anna is much more comfortable talking to Charlie. Charlie walks her to her car. So Anna looks at his pickup truck and asks, "Is this yours?" Charlie says, "Yes." Then Anna comes closer and kisses him. They both get into the pickup truck. Charlie leaves his gun outside. Charlie is very nervous because this is happening to him for the first time. He asks, "Why?" Anna pulls him closer. She kisses him. But Charlie stabs her again. But this time, the loop doesn't restart. Instead, the scene shifts to a therapeutics facility where a board has been watching all these events unfold on their screen. Actually, everything that just happened was a simulation running inside Charlie's mind. Charlie had signed up for this. So when he sees Anna there, he starts yelling. The doctors explain to him that this isn't Anna. He must have seen her face before the simulation. But Charlie says, "You set me up. You interfered. You threw yourself onto me." Actually, Charlie is a prisoner. And he came to this project thinking that by showing himself as changed, he'd be able to get out of jail. But now that won't happen. He's shown everyone that he hasn't changed. So that David is also a criminal in this asylum, just like him. And Anna, or rather Amy, was also with Charlie in this simulation. The head of this project tells the public how they force these criminals to confront the humanity of their actions. They are broken down and rebuilt into compassionate, fully functional human beings. But many critics were against their program, saying that letting these types of people just relive their most notorious crimes over and over again is weird. Critics are saying this is nothing but cruel and unusual punishment. And we clearly saw the effect of this on Charlie. He couldn't sleep. So Amy came and gave him an injection. Amy was actually Anna's daughter. She sent Charlie back into the simulation again. And with that, this story comes to an end right here.